Meta Connect 2025 begins. This is Meta's yearly gathering. I think it happens in the Bay Area, where they take a look at their metaverse efforts, which I doubt we'll hear the word metaverse very much at Meta Connect 2025, but we'll certainly hear a lot about virtual reality. I think the rumors are saying not a whole lot in the realm of hardware for VR, but I think a bigger deal and what really relates to this show is the glasses, right? Yeah. The Ray-Bans have been really a big success for Meta. And, I mentioned on the show a few months ago, I got the Oakley Houston limited edition glasses. They get, I don't have a whole lot of opportunities that are like made for those glasses. I think I have one coming up that I'm going to be taking them on a trip to Ireland of all places. So I'm going to have opportunities, but I wrote an article for ZDNet a few days ago looking at some of the leaks and everything leading up to the event. And then Meta went ahead and unintentionally leaked some of the biggest announcements on their YouTube channel before realizing they did it and taking the video down. But that confirms some of what we're going to see. It was in Zuckerberg's keynote. He's probably going to talk about this stuff. So we've got the glasses that we already have. There's going to be a new version of the glasses, of the Oakley brand glasses, a larger lens, definitely a lot sportier. The difference here being that the camera is going to be centered on the nose.
Talk to the nose.
Talk to the nose. Talk to the dot on the nose. I wonder if the camera's there, I wonder how... Like, is there a light that surrounds the camera that flashes when it's recording? Because on the other, the other glasses have two dots. One on the left side has the camera, and the right side is like an indicator that it's recording. And I don't know what it will be on these. That's okay. That's a little bit more of the same, just kind of like a different layout. But what's really interesting are another pair of glasses along with a wristband for control. These glasses will actually have, and they're like a thick, chunky, black looking kind of nerdy pair of glasses.
Clark Kent nerdy.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Definitely along the Clark Kent side of things. And these will have the side cameras, of course, but one of the lenses will have a integrated heads-up display. And so it'd be a full color display. It's going to be a waveguide directing the image onto the lenses, similar to what I've seen firsthand with Project Astra. So I'm curious to know how it, kind of compares between the two. And yeah, so you'll get a heads up display. That's meant, my understanding anyways, of what we've seen so far is that it's meant for interaction with Meta AI. Navigation, of course, could appear in front of your eye, so you don't have to look at your pesky phone. And then the wristband, which has been rumored for a long time, but it's like a neural wristband that picks up on different gestures that your hand might be making through the wrist and can act as like a control mechanism for the glasses and the content that you're seeing now.
The thing I don't understand about this, as a glass wearer, as four eyes, I don't understand the sunglass motif for these things. Because if it's useful, it should be useful in all kinds of settings, not just outside.
Yeah.
I get the sport thing. And that one pair with the nose camera, the schnoz camera, is clearly for sporting events. It looks like very much like ski goggles.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
And so I get that. You got
like mountain biking or something.
Right. So you got your GoPro on your nose. That's cool. I understand that. And things like directions and things like that. But that's the limited use. If you really want the benefit of AI through your life, then to me, sunglasses don't make sense. Glasses do. But then if you're a person who never wears glasses, who has contacts, and now suddenly you're wearing glasses just for this purpose, I don't know what they think, Jason.
Yeah.
If you're a person like me who does wear glasses, then I'm not going to put on sunglasses just for this. I think that's very confusing right now.
Yeah, it is. It's almost like what we need is a transitions version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which honestly, I would not be surprised. I'm sure that's in the pipeline at some point, but maybe not with the heads-up display integrated. But if it doesn't already exist, I'm sure it's coming for these things. But I totally agree. Like having the Houstons, which is the white frames that were shown on the video version, it has what appear to be orange lenses, right? But they're really meant for outdoors.
Right.
And I've used them indoors in my studio with a lot of bright studio lights, and it's still kind of a challenge in that environment, let alone just my everyday normal life wandering around the house or whatever. Like, I'm not going to wear these in that situation. I would probably be more likely to wear smart glasses that have, standard lenses in them. And I think the utility of these things only increases when you just always have them on, right?
Yes, exactly.
Having to think this is a moment for my smart glasses kind of defeats the purpose, because part of what makes these things really powerful, at least part of what Google showed off with Astra, is that it's always kind of taking in things and contextualizing things around you, so that later you might not have realized that the best opportunity for that to prove its utility was 5 minutes ago. If it was a matter of putting them on for them to be useful, you may have missed that moment. But if they're always on in an ambient sense, they're gathering the data that makes them incredibly useful.
But I think we are in a habitual mode now where we all have our phones on us and we pull them out reflexively for many, many needs. Last night I was picking up takeout for myself for dinner, and I gave him $40 for like a $21.83 charge, right? So you could see their wheels spinning, and this is just a commentary on education these days. And it's an old fart, I should say. They should be able to do that in their head, but of course they don't. And so one of them, there are three young people behind the counter, and one of them starts using an adding machine. Oh, it's not working. And then the young guy pulls out his phone just reflexively, right? Like, I have the answer, and it's here. It's my phone.
Yeah.
And I think we're at that stage where we're used to pulling it out. So it's a pretty short gap between doing that and saying, oh, this is on me and I can use it. So I think that the phones have gotten us used to this, gotten us ready for it. But we'll see.
Totally. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, we'll see. And I mean, we're going to find out more about this during the event in the next couple of days of Meta's event. So I'm sure there are plenty of unanswered questions, that weren't integrated into the video that supposedly leaked. You can decide whether companies do that sort of stuff on purpose or not, just to kind of get people talking, generate some early buzz and everything. But won't have to wait long. And I am authentically curious to see how it stands up and compares to what I experienced with Astra. And then I think the ball's in Google's court to, all right, so bring us Astra, because what I saw was, yes, a monocular version. I also saw a binocular version that was really impressive. Like, I wonder if they're going to come out of the gate with both of those models. And if so, does that give them a leg up? Or is the leg up really just the Gemini that we were talking about at the beginning of the show that's on fire right now being the thing that's controlling the experience?
Or the bigger question is Zuckerberg right that glasses is the thing?
Yeah.
Or not?
Yeah. Or not. Yeah. And I mean, I think another part of this too is like my interaction with Meta AI has not been entirely positive. Like, it's okay. It's all right. Like, at least on the glasses. When I interact with Meta AI on the glasses, it's not always an impressive experience. Sometimes it's, it's kind of that familiar, like, okay, I guess, or, that was kind of cool, I suppose, or whatever. It's not super convincing. What I saw from Google was really convincing right out of the gate. Of course, it was a very curated environment and everything. But so I'll be curious to see, like, can Meta AI kind of stand up to Gemini through a similar form factor? I would give the edge to Gemini, but who the heck knows?
The other thing I'm eager to see is with the heads-up display. I'm walking down the streets of New York. I'm reading this. Am I blind to what's around me? Is my focus changed to here?
Yeah, for sure.
And will I pay attention to the large person I run into in front of me or not.
Don't step into the pothole.
Right.
Or walk into the phone pole.
Yep. I've done
all these things that could very well happen if you're wearing these out in public.